आखिर में मैं पाकिस्तान के अहमदियों के लिए भी दुआ के लिए दरख्वास्त करना चाहता हूँ। अल्लाह ताला उनके हालात को में आसानियाँ पैदा फरमाए। आजकल मुखालिफिन पूरा ज़ोर लगा रहे हैं, हर तरह तकलीफ़ें पहुँचाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, कभी मस्जिद के मीनारों के नाम पे, कभी महराबों के नाम पे, कभी नमाज़ पढ़ने के वजह से जो भी बहाना हिला उनको मिलता है, उससे उनका मकसद यही है कि नुकसान पहुँचाया जाए अहमदियों को। अल्लाह ताला उन सब की हिफाजत करे।
Since the formation of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, Ahmadi Muslims have faced deadly opposition to their very existence. Despite being peaceful and loyal countrymen, their homes are targeted, businesses set on fire, mosques destroyed, and lives put at risk. Ahmadis face persecution even beyond the grave, where their tombstones and final abodes of rest are desecrated even further. On the 28th of May 2010, in the Pakistani city of Lahore, terrorists targeted peaceful Ahmadi Muslim worshippers at the Darul Zikr and Baitul Noor mosques. This day saw the martyrdom of 86 Ahmadi Muslims, whose only crime was to gather in the worship of Allah, with over 100 others injured in the attack. Marking 15 years since the Lahore attack, a special event was hosted by the All-Party Parliamentary Group for the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community and the All-Party Parliamentary Group for International Freedom of Religion or Belief in the UK Parliament to reflect on the massacre and to discuss the current state of anti-Ahmadi persecution. Hosted at the UK Parliament, the event saw 110 guests join to learn about the rising tide of persecution and the worsening state of anti-Ahmadi violence in Pakistan. The event was opened with a brief overview by the Right Honourable Lord Alton of Liverpool, who reiterated the seriousness of the situation.
And of course that brings to mind not just what Muhammad Ali Jinnah said in his constitution with the foundation of Pakistan, but also what the United Nations said in 1948 about freedom of religion or belief. In Article 18 it says that every person has the right to believe or not to believe or to change their belief. And we know that that is violated, it's honoured only in its breach on a day-by-day basis in Pakistan.
This was followed by Mr. Fareed Ahmed, the National Secretary for External Affairs for the UK Jamaat, providing a brief background to the attacks in 2010 and giving some context to the event.
It was a very dark day for our community and a reminder that we all must stand together and press for change for the betterment of Pakistan to be free from extremism once and for all. So today, as we reflect on that massacre, we pray for the victims and we pray for the country. And hopefully through today's proceedings, we will hear from our assembled experts what has happened in the country since that time. And we urge all of you to stand united against extremism, to work resolutely to end the persecution of Ahmadi Muslims and all others who suffer for their faith in Pakistan.
This was followed by a special video message from Dr. Nazila Ghania, the UN Special Rapporteur for the Freedom of Religion or Belief.
These violations, these state-sanctioned human rights violations must stop. It is essential that these horrific attacks end and the government repeal the anti-Ahmadiyya and blasphemy laws that deny Ahmadi Muslims and other minorities freedom of religion or belief and their full, free and equal human rights in Pakistan.
Other guest speakers then presented their findings and thoughts on the persecution, highlighting different aspects of persecution against Ahmadi Muslims and reaffirming their commitment to finding peace for Ahmadis. Yasir Latif Hamdani, an advocate for freedom of religion in Pakistan, spoke on the legal aspects of the persecution.
So I think the biggest problem with Pakistan's legislation, or now it's a compendium really, it's a compendium of legislation against Ahmadis in Pakistan. But the issue starts really with this obsession that Pakistani state has with defining the term Muslim. You know, that's where it has, the roots of the issue start from this obsession that we have to somehow define what it means to be a Muslim, even though there is an inquiry report from 1953 which says that the word Muslim cannot be defined. It's just not possible to define it.
Other speakers included Rabia Mahmood, an independent journalist and researcher from Pakistan.
And with the journalists, I saw this disinformation and something which we have only seen a spike in. This is about the rise in extremism, but we can't speak about the rise in extremism without speaking about the kind of disinformation that surrounds the Ahmadiyya, right? It was the original fake news. We don't know anything about the community. We only know how to hate them. We don't know how their lives are impacted because their reporting on the Ahmadiyya is so little. Even civil society, you speak about them like from a distance.
Dr. Mary Hunter, the Director of Research at the Policy Research Institute for South Asia, who pointed out the failure of the Pakistani judiciary in upholding the rights of Ahmadi Muslims, the law enforcement officers bowing to extremist pressure.
The primary failures of the state on this issue are twofold. Firstly, concessions have been made to anti-Ahmadi groups, particularly the Tehreek-e-Libak Pakistan, or the TLP has been mentioned. Successive governments have agreed to demands following mass sit-ins by the TLP, including the speeding up of blasphemy trials in 2023. Indeed, according to the National Commission for Human Rights, the number of people in prison for blasphemy has risen exponentially in 2023 and 2024. Law enforcement have also made concessions to anti-Ahmadi groups, demanding the demolition or removal of minarets from Ahmadi places of worship, which confirms Article 20 of the Constitution, which states that religious freedom is subject to law, public order and morality.
Greg Stafford MP, the Secretary of the APPG for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community.
In a recent article that I wrote on Ordinance 20, I reflected that this law doesn't just label Ahmadis as non-Muslims, it enforces that identity upon them. This is not only unjust, it's an absolute fundamental violation of their human rights. And I will continue to use my platform as a voice in Parliament against such discrimination.
Luke Taylor MP, Member of Parliament for Sutton and Cheam.
We gather here 15 years on from the horrific Lahore massacre, where 86 Ahmadi Muslims were murdered in their mosques during Friday prayers. We remember them and all those who have suffered since then, not only with sorrow but with resolve. And we gather in the wake of the escalation of violence against Ahmadiyya that should shame the global community.
David Smith MP, the UK Prime Minister's Special Envoy for Freedom of Religion and Belief.
In the short few months that I have been the UK Special Envoy for Freedom of Religion or Belief, it's come very clear to me just how difficult a situation it is in Pakistan in general for religious minorities, but especially for the Ahmadiyya community. It was a great honour to receive a visit at the Foreign Office from the advocates of the Ahmadiyya community here in the UK. And the main thing I want you to hear is that you are being heard.
Respected Amir Jamaat UK, Rafiq Ahmed Hayat Sahib, spoke on the loyalty of Ahmadis in their home countries and called on both governments of Pakistan and the UK to stand up to extremism.
I thought it was firstly important to re-emphasize our commitment to Pakistan. A lot of people who are here have migrated from Pakistan due to the persecution, but that does not mean that in any way, shape or form, their love for the country has diminished. They continue to support their country. Lots of people gave their lives up for the protection of Pakistan. The Pakistani government must take action to address persecution in Pakistan, and the UK government must take action to stem the same extremism from growing in the UK. Pakistan must return to Jinnah's vision of Pakistan as a country where people have freedom of religion and country free from extremism. I end with a quote from His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, the worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, who said, "In reality, religious freedom is what can create peace in society. We believe that every major faith was founded by a prophet sent by God. And given this, it is impossible for us to deny others their religious freedom or to cause them any harm."
During the event, a question and answer session with the panel was opened up to the floor, with attendees discussing what steps to take to help stop the persecution and the effective means of raising the issue. The closing session, Siobhan McDonough MP, chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group, delivered a few closing statements on the changing form of persecution. We caught up with her after the event.
I'm here on behalf of the all-party group to support the Ahmadiyya community in the harassment and oppression both nationally and internationally they can face. We are a cross-party group. We have MPs from all political parties and members of the House of Lords from all parties and no party. What unites us is our belief that the Ahmadiyya community should be able to practice their religion in peace and harmony in the way they wish for the rest of community. I'm worried that the harassment and the persecution comes from all sorts of places at all sorts of time. It is unpredictable and it's often when obviously the government in Pakistan face difficulties. It's related to radicalisation here in the UK at the recent Metropolitan University graduation where signs were unfurled during the graduation ceremony against the Ahmadi community. Nobody could have predicted that or would have thought it would have happened at such what should be such a joyous occasion.
This report is brought to you from MD International, UK Studios in London.
काम लो साथियों आफते जुल्म तो जोर टल जाएगी आहे मोमिन से टकरा के तूफान का रुख पलट जाएगा रुत बदल जाएगी दो घड़ी सब्र से काम लो साथियों आफते जुल्म तो जोर टल जाएगी तुम दुआएं करो